Satz law proudly to present the subject. IPC Indian Penal Code
இந்திய தண்டனை சட்டம்
1860 General Introduction Indian Penal Code Indian Penal Code is major uniform criminal code. Indian Penal Code is the main law covering the different type of crimes definition and punishment. IPC is one of the elaborated and comprehensive code by covering the all substantive fact or aspects of criminal law. Law is usually divided into international law and domestic law. Domestic law further divided into two types, that is substantive law and procedural law in the administration of criminal justice. IPC India Penal Code 1860 considered as a substantive law because it gives definition of crime and imposes the punishment for that crime, and CRPC Criminal Procedural Code 1973 considered to be a procedural law because it prescribed the procedure and provided machinery for enforcement of the substantive law, that is IPC. Before that, we must clear about the substantive law and procedural law, so that generally, substantive law defines, creates and confers the right and imposes liability. Procedural law prescribes procedure and provides machinery for the enforcement of right and liability. Simply, substantive law tell us what the law is. Procedural law tell us how the law works. I think it's more than enough to understood the substantive and procedural law. Next, we see about the small history of Indian Penal Code. During British Raj's period from 1600 to 1947, in that period, before 1860, there is no uniformity of criminal law due to the existence or presence of the different religions in India, like Hindu, Muslim, Christians, etc. Because each and every religion has its own law, same like criminal law also they had. Example, in the Hindu religion, Hindus' criminal law is Dandha and Manusmriti were used. And in the Muslim religion, Muslims' criminal law, Mohammedan criminal law and Holy Quran were used. Because of that, there is no uniformity of criminal law in India. By the evidence of that, in the year of 1827, clearly revealed or shown that the non-uniformity of criminal law in India for the clearance penal law of the Bombay Presidency were used, the regulation law only. Penal law of the Madras Presidency were used, the Mohammedan criminal law only. Penal law of the Bengal Presidency were used, the both Mohammedan criminal law and Hindu law. This illustration makes you clear. As a result, criminal justice is hard and difficulty for the administration, and there is no equal justice between the victim and the culprit. So that British Parliament passed Charter Act of 1833. In that Charter 1833 ordered to appoint the Law Commission. Based on the Charter, first Law Commission were established in 1834 for inquiry into the laws and administration of justice and to submit the report on that. At the same time, government ordered to draft the Uniform Penal Code for uniformity of criminal justice to the Law Commission in the date of the 15th of June 1835. So that First Law Commission begins to draft the Penal Code. In the Law Commission, it was chaired by Thomas Babington Macaulay. First Law Commission. Chairman of the First Law Commission is Sir Thomas James Babington Macaulay. He was one of the historian, writer and Whig politician. He was educated in Trinity College, Cambridge, and member of the First Law Commissioner, J. M. MacLeod, G. W. Anderson, and F. Millett. Afterward, according to the order of the government, the First Law Commission were finished their drafting and completely drafted the Penal Code in the 5th of June 1837. But drafted Penal Code in 1837 doesn't enact as soon as, due to the non-standard judicial system in India and many jurisprudential controversies will arise. Because of these problems, drafted Penal Code doesn't enact on that time, and after the revision and correction by the Second Law Commission in 1853 and deep revision of the veteran law jurist or experienced law person, that is Sir Bar Nays Peacock. After the great difficulties, the drafted Penal Code was got ready for enactment. Finally, this drafted Penal Code was passed by Legislative Council in the 6th of October 1860. But enacted Indian Penal Code was enforced in the 1st of January of 1862. And elements of the Indian Penal Code were brought from Napoleonic Code of 1804 or Code Civil des Français from France, Law of Louisiana or Louisiana Civil Code of 1825 from America. And during the drafting of Penal Code, Macaulay was inspired by the American Penal Code and French Penal Code, so he took some element from the mentioned Penal Code. And this code was adopted by British colonial countries. This code was spread to other boundary or neighboring countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Burma, Ceylon, Malaysia, and Singapore. This illustration makes you clear. The enacted Indian Penal Code was given the definition of crime and its punishment also. IPC comprised the 23 chapters, which is enumerated in 511 section. Till now, IPC was amended 76 times. It was presented by Satz Law. Don't forget to subscribe your channel, like, share, and comment. Thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe your channel for more videos. I think it's not enough to understand the Indian Penal Code fully. So, do watch continuously. And the next video is about historical and evolutionary development of Indian Penal Code. Satz Law in Tamil.
தமிழிலும் வழங்கப்படுகிறது.